Hello. Today we are reading some Reddit posts from r/entitled_parents. Let's get into it. Our next Reddit post is from CVRX4. EP adopted my nephew retired to another state. Call to tell me to come pick up adopted nephew. Am not even there. My dad and my stepmom have been married for a long time. My stepmom had a son from a previous marriage. He had a son. Long story short, stepbrother got hooked on drugs. My parents adopted him and even went so far as to change his name. Fast forward 4 years and they are fighting like cats and dogs. My stepmom called my wife and told her to come get him. I was at work and my wife left and drove 8 hours to get him. My stepmom was not even there. No call, no text from my dad. I already have 2 sons. I now have 3 in a 3-bedroom house. I am so pissed at my dad and stepmom. Our next Reddit post is from Poplio 3233. Entitled Mother and Son Come In and Eat in a Closed Dining Room. My last post here shared a story of a woman who stole my food and nearly hit my manager. Since then, we've partially reopened. What that means is people can come in and order, but they have to eat in their car. Us employees can use the dining room. Everyone has been fine. But there was one crazy. Cast me, needs no explanation. Entitled Mother ESNB, entitled Snot-Nosed Brat GM, General Manager, really nice woman when you get to know her. Owner. It was 6 p.m. and I was headed to break. GM was running cashier. I clocked out and stood in line. As I was wondering if the random heaviness in my chest / possible heartburn was worth it for a shake, enters. It wasn't the same on from last time. No mask, as per usual. She orders a kid chicken meal with fries and a 1/3 pound burger. GM takes the food order and takes mine. I asked if someone could grab my root beer from out back. I go to sit down and M and ESNB are sitting at one of the booths. Me, what are you doing? I'm eating my food I paid for, unlike you entitled workers who get it for free. That hurt me for a few reasons. 1. That was an example of the pot calling the kettle black. 2. We don't get free food, only free drinks. 3. She was potentially putting the restaurant at risk because pandemic. I call GM over because she had a lull. GM, hey Poplio, what's going on? Me, this woman and her child are breaking our rules. He's lying. He came over and started harassing us. He threatened my son. Me, GM, I've been working here since July. I would never dream of doing that to a customer. At that moment O walks past, presumably leaving. GM, oh, I know you're busy, but we have a problem. Oh, what's the issue? Me, I come here to sit down for my break and she's eating here. Oh, well, our dining room is your employee came over and started harassing us. He threatened to grab the hot sauce from out back and spray it in our eyes. Me, oh, you're so full of it. Oh, I was over in the chill area and I saw everything. I am going to ask you to take your food and head out to your car. If you don't listen, I will ban you from here, even drive through. Understand? M and ESNB rush out. I am tired of people doing this during a pandemic. Our next Reddit post is from username 1392. It's my F********** cake. This happened to me 2 years ago, but I discovered this sub today so I decided to post my story here. And #X200B, my friend had birthday so me and my friends decided to buy her a cake from a famous bakery. We split the money and I went alone to buy it. By the time I got there, the bakery was crowded with people. Note it was Christmas season, which explains the crowd. After waiting for almost 40 minutes, seriously, I finally got a cake and proceeded to check out. When I was paying for the cake, the M bumped into me, after skipping half the line, and demanded that I give her the cake. I told her that I already picked it up and that there's one more cake available, white chocolate with Oreos. She told me my son doesn't like that other cake, you take it and I take yours. If it was me, I'd trade the cakes, but apparently my friend hates white chocolate and Oreos. Dang girl. I tried to explain that to her, but before I could, she screamed, "It's my F backslash asterisk backslash asterisk backslash asterisk backslash asterisk backslash asterisk backslash asterisk cake." The cashier told her there's nothing we could do and that new cakes will be available in 20 minutes. Okay, apparently 20 minutes for a cake isn't much at all. Also, the people waiting told her to for LOL. After all that, her son started crying, obviously, and M said, "It's my son's birthday, how could you be so inconsiderate? I'll never buy anything from here again," then left. So let me get this straight, you skipped half the line, you demand other people to give you whatever you want, you literally embarrass yourself over a freaking cake, and all this just because it's your son's birthday. I really don't understand people like this. Funny thing is that she could easily have avoided all this if she just waited in line for half an hour or so. And #X200B, edit, the cake was worth it though, face savoring delicious food. Our next Reddit post is from CheeseFreeze03. EA wants me to organize a birthday party for her because I had one for my mum. Okay, so this happened some 6 to 7 years back. The person in question is my aunt. Let's call her EA, entitled aunt for this story. My mum had finished her PhD that year. It was a big deal for all of us. Firstly because, on both sides of the family, she became the most educated person, and second, due to certain problems her PhD was delayed by a year and we all knew she had worked really hard for it. On the day she formally received her degree, there couldn't be a celebration because there was another thing that needed to be attended to. Nonetheless, we made sure there was her favorite food at home and she felt cared for. Now her birthday was also close, so we made a plan to have a really big celebration for her. We made the entire day about her. Everything was planned according to her liking. Since she always preferred only the most closest people for her special occasions, there was only the immediate family who lived close. That included my grandparents, parents and me and sibling. I got some gifts for her, including a dream catcher, important later, made sure she was pampered and had a lovely rosette cake prepared like this one. Skip to a month later, we had extended family visiting and that included my mom's younger sister, EA. She happened to glance at the dream catcher prominently displayed in the house and kept asking me where I got it and if she could have it. I told her this was mom's birthday gift and no, it's hers. So you threw a birthday party for, insert mom's name. Why wasn't I invited? I told her how that was a small affair and blurted the details including the cake. She got angry and ordered to have a birthday party for herself organized by me. I got numb. Lady, birthday parties are not asked for. Her own children would never go the mile for her because how she is, lazy, misogynist and typical patriarchal mindset. Mum later told me to let it go. I don't wish her on her birthdays anymore. Our next Reddit post is from Michael Softy Square. Entitled Mother Slams Door in My Face and Calls Me a Pervert. This isn't as bad as the other stories I have seen, but I thought I should post it. M equals entitled mom. So this started a few years back when I had recently moved houses. Since the house had a field outside and many other kids played there, I started playing with a kid, let's call him Bob. One day after I asked him to come play, Bob seemed really odd and always seemed like he wanted a fight. Not long after this he bare knuckle punched me in the jaw. I ran to his house, which was just on the neighboring street, and knocked on the door, and his mom answered. She had the full Karen look, and when I said, "Excuse me, your son has hit me," she immediately shouted, "What, so you hit him back?" and slammed the door in my 9-year-old face. I went back home in tears and told my mum what happened. She talked to his mom, who started shouting, "Well, your son is a pervert and I should keep my little angel safe," and closed the door. During the argument, her other child, who was no older than 3, was running around butt naked, and M did nothing about it. We never spoke to the kid or his mom again. Our next Reddit post is from Zinsch. My narcissistic entitled older brother, EB, just wasted my last remaining money on Walnut. He has schizophrenia from drugs he used to use, but he's fine now. Has permanent damage on his brain, but daily pills makes him fine, which is no excuse for butthole behavior. Yes. A freaking walnut nobody's going to eat. With my remaining money. We don't even have eggs on our fridge. And if I question the act he just did, he will attack me. If I complain to my father about this, he's also going to attack me, because he said he's going to kill us both if we have a fight again. Which is him who always starts the fight. Give me advice on what the frick should I do. He always bullied and did things that annoyed me, which lead to a fight. All I do is be on my computer and mind my fricking business. Our next Reddit post is from Looking in Horror. Years of this shoot tells me I, 31F, should have known better than to speak my truth, even on my birthday. More background on the Imgur posts, words of advice /support welcome. It's hard not to cry every day these days, even without family drama. I hope you all are doing okay tonight. Sending peace and love and hope for happier days ahead for all of us. Heart. Our next Reddit post is from Alex_Power 2007. Entitled Dad wanted free health checks for his kid, which have fallen from 2M. Hi guys. Please accept my apologies for any grammar errors, but my hand is tied and I am not on the mood. Anyway, on to the story. So as I mentioned before, I have hurt my hand. This happened in Pay at my school, but anyway. I was sat in a wheelchair in order for me not to faint from the pain because I was feeling dizzy. All of a sudden this family enters and they say that their kid had fallen from 2 meters height. I heard it and was like, how TF this happened? After the kid was examined, a in-body bloodstream was detected and needed some checks, which were summing up to €411.23. When the dad heard it, he was like, no, we won't pay them because our insurance expired and you will provide us these stupid checks for free. And the receptionist was like, no, why have you came in a private clinic with expired insurance? Anyway, the mother came and paid the sum with a credit card forgotten of existence. Thanks for reading this and I wish you a pleasant day. Our next Reddit post is from Ali Vega. Stepmom tries to boss me. Okay, I will start by saying this was a one-time thing and my stepmom is actually a nice person. I didn't like her when my dad married her, but I think it was just my teenage brain telling me I didn't need a second mom. I do like her now that I'm an adult. At the time I was selected for a special presentation thing for school and I needed a container for it. I knew where all the large Tupperware containers were in the kitchen and was grabbing one I thought would be big enough. She got angry and said I couldn't use her bowls without asking. Here's the thing. They weren't hers. They weren't even my dad's. They belonged to my grandmother. She died of cancer when I was 12 or 13, but those bowls were and to me always are hers. I convinced her to let me use one of the bowls and she told me to clean it before bringing it home, and if she didn't think it was clean enough she'd make me do it again. My grandmother from my mom's side cleaned it and she and my mom didn't like what happened. I was always free to use those bowls and I was angry that my stepmom claimed they were hers just because she married my dad. But nothing else like that happened again, and it was a one-time thing I felt like telling. Edit. I know this isn't the most exciting story, but it's still mine, alright. Our next Reddit post is from NA Anymore. My M is gloating because my rapist won the lawsuit, so now she can tell me, I said you so. I know that, at this point, I shouldn't be surprised by her actions, but this is hurting me just like nothing before. As a kid, when I told her about the abuses I had to endure, she went nuts because I decided to report him to police. She said that I had to tell nothing and just forget everything, otherwise she will spend a lot of money on me and people would know how much of a B-word I was. I was hurt, but I didn't care about her opinions, so I reported him to police anyway. Now, more than 10 years later, he's still free and he will never be arrested, because he managed to trick the law system and made void the lawsuit. One would think that my parents supported me in this awful and hurtful situation, right? My entitled mother was utterly bored to be contacted by the lawyer, and the only thing she asked me is to not further embarrass her. My wallflower father called me. I missed the call. I contacted him. Hi Dad, did you call me? Reply, no, it was an accident. Bye. Welcome to the hell, that's my family. Our next Reddit post is from Glimmerponip. My stepfather's hobby is more important than my mom's health. Not sure if this fits this sub, if not, let me know a better one. This story features me, around 20, at the time, my mom, and my, luckily ex-stepfather, SP used to go to sports events as a photographer. He had his own website to upload the photos and occasionally sold them to newspapers. He had a normal, well-paying job next to this, so did my mom, and it was not at all like we relied on the little money he made selling his photos, despite not even covering his $10,000 equipment. I am saying this to emphasize that this was a mere hobby. Around that time my mom had to have multiple surgeries due to issues with her uterus and complications of the surgeries, which eventually led to her having to go through hysterectomy. This would have been shoot for every person to go through, but it was especially shoot for my mom, as she does not react well to anesthesia at all. After each surgery, she was afterwards dead for days, nauseous, etc. and just overall suffered a lot. After one of these many surgeries, she was getting released on a Saturday morning, which happened to be the day of a track and field competition my SP was going to go for photos. One more thing you have to know, I don't drive. Given the really good public transportation system in my country, I, as many other people my age, didn't feel the need so far to learn how to. On top of this, getting a license here is both very expensive, multiple $1,000s, and time-consuming. Every normal human being would have cancelled the track and field event to take care of your sick wife, right? Not my stepfather. For him, it was not even an option to go 2 hours later to be able to pick up my mom at the hospital quickly. The competition took place all day long, my mom was getting released in the morning, and the hospital is a 5 minutes drive from our place. So I ended up having to pick up my poor mother by bus. We live on the countryside however, so you still have to walk 10 minutes up the hill to reach our place. It was summer at the time. I had to almost drag up my mom, who was suffering still from her anesthesia and her surgery, up the hill in the scorching sun, making sure she doesn't faint. All because my stepfather prioritized his hobby over the health of my mom. You ask, why did we not get a taxi? Good question, I honestly don't remember. That doesn't make my stepfather less of an ass. My mom divorced him shortly after. Edit. Thank you for all your comments wishing bad things to his equipment. I read all of it to my mom, she enjoyed them. Also, thank you for the awards, those are my first ones. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed reading r/entitled parents with me. Hope to see you again soon. Bye now.